Hello there everybody, Dixie with Mydoma Studio here on this Tech Tip Tuesday, and today we're going to talk about how to embed various Google documents into your projects. So we've had a lot of questions about it, and I thought that making a video where you can see all of them might be kind of helpful. First thing, you can tell I am in a project, this particular project, and you can also see the project tab over here. I am in the Documents and Files section. And let's take a look at the different groups that I have created that we're going to embed things in. So we have a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, a Google Presentation, a Google Presentation that is view only, a PDF, an MP3, a map, a calendar, and then a couple of fun things. So let's start with a Google Doc. The first thing I'm going to do is come over to the document, and I'm going to click on the Share button. And I'm going to come down here to Get Link. There are a few things that you need to know. I'm going to go ahead and click Change so that we can see our different options here. First of all, you can choose who can see it, just people in your company, only people you have specifically given a link to, or anybody who has the link. So this would be just a few people. This would be anybody who has the link at all can see it. And then over here, there are a couple of other things that are important to know. Do you want the other person to be able to view it, comment on it, or edit it? And if you make them an editor, they have all the same permissions that you do to make changes to the document. So I am just going to go ahead and leave this as a viewer so that I can edit it in my studio, but other people won't be able to. Copy the link and click Done. Come back over here and I'm going to create a group. Created it. Clicking here into my embed code or URL box, paste in the URL and click the check mark, and there's my document. Now I can edit this, but anybody else who is not me would not be able to edit it. They would only be able to view this document. And then, as always, if you don't make this document itself visible to the client, it'll only be visible to your team. All right, next up, let's try a Google Sheet. Over here into my Google Sheet. This works just the same way. I click on the Share button. I come down here to my link. I make sure that it is set to view, comment, or edit. And in this case, I want anybody to be able to grab it and look at it. Copy the link. I always forget to do that part. And done. Back to the studio. Add a group. Paste it in, and there's my sheet. And remember, I will be able to edit this, but nobody else will. Next up, let's head over to our presentation. There are two different ways to share your presentation. When you click on the share link, you can, again, do this the same way we did it before. I'm going to go ahead and copy this link, click Done, and head over here to the studio and call this Presentation Edit. We'll see why in just a second. Come over here, paste the link, and I can click into this and make any edits that I need to. But what if I just want to present this to the client? I want the client to be able to look through the slides. I don't want them to actually be able to change anything. I can do that. I'll come back up here to Presentation. Instead of clicking the Share button, I'm actually going to come over here to the File, and I'm going to come down to Publish to the Web. And I'm going to click Embed. All right, I don't want to restrict this. I want my client to be able to see it. I can set up a few things. I can change the size. I can say how fast the slide goes through all of the different slides. That looks good. And I am going to click in here to copy it. Make sure it's copied. Come back over to my studio, add a dot group. Call it Presentation View. Click in the box. This time I'm pasting a code. And you can see it has put the entire presentation in here. Now this looks a little large, so I may not want to do the large. I can always come back over here, change the size to medium, copy, come back over here and I will just highlight this and paste the other in its place. You'll see that the size has changed a little bit. There we go. That fits a little bit better. Next up, let's talk about how to embed a PDF. Come over here to my Google Drive itself. I'm going to double click on the PDF to open it, and then I'm going to come and click these three dots. And this is especially key here. This one works just a little bit differently because I need to come down to a new window. It opens it up in a new window. And now when I click on the three dots, it gives me the option to embed the item. Click on that. I'm going to copy the code. I'm going to come back to my studio. I'm going to add a group. Click in the box, paste, there we go. Now if you want to change up the size of this just a little bit, maybe you want to see more of that page, you can play with the height here. And let's say that we want to change this to 800. Click the checkbox. You can change up exactly how much of the page is viewable at any one point in time. You can also do that with the width. Now let's say I wanted to embed a map. I can come to the map itself. I've typed out and searched for this particular location already. Now I'm going to come down to Share, come over to Embed Map, and copy HTML. Come back to my studio, add a group, paste my code in, and there is my map. I've shown before how to embed a calendar, but let's come back over here to the calendar section. I'm going to come into my calendar. I'm going to click on the three dots beside the calendar, and I'm going to click Settings and Sharing. And here is where I need to make anything permission-wise. I need to set all of the permissions. And then I'm going to come all way down here. You want to customize the way the calendar looks in your project docs. You can do that here. Today though, I'm just going to copy this embed code right here, come back up here, add a group, and I am going to paste it in. Now, if you want your client or any additional team members to see your calendar, just don't forget that you need to make some changes to the permission setting. I've already done a video about that, so we're going to leave that here for now. We have a couple more things I'm going to show you how to do. Next up, we are going to do an MP3. Come up here to my Google Drive. I'm going to come down to this MP3. I'm going to double click it. I'm going to click pause because I don't want to hear myself talk. I'm going to click on the three dots up here. I'm going to come down. I'm not going to do share. I'm going to come down to open in a new window and click on the three dots and embed item. Copy the link. Come back to Mydoma, add my group. Paste in the code. And now I have an MP3 that I can listen to. Now that we've done an MP3, let's talk about an MP4, a video. I'm going to go back over to my Google Drive and come down to this video. I'm going to double click on it to open it. I'm going to pause it. Come over here to the three dots. Come down to open in a new window. Very much like a couple of other things we've talked about now. Click on the three dots, embed item. I'm going to go ahead and copy the code. Add a group. And paste in the code. There's my video. Now you may find that it scrunches it a bit. You can make some adjustments. This one isn't quite wide enough, so let's make it 780. See what happens with that. There we go. That's a little bit better. Speaking of videos, you can also share YouTube videos. So I'm going to come up here to a YouTube video. I'm going to click on the share button. I'm going to copy the link, Come back to my studio. I'm going to add a group. Create a dot group. Paste the link. And there is that video. And then one more thing, just for fun, I'm going to come up here to my Google Drive. I'm going to click New, and come down to More and select Google Drawings. I'm going to create this and I'm going to share it. So a Google Drawing lets you do pretty much whatever you want. You can do boards here, you could do just drawings, you could do flowcharts. Let's see, let's do an arrow maybe. Make an arrow here, so I've got that. You can do all kinds of things with this, but the important thing is you can also share this. So I'm going to come up here to the share button. First I have to give it a name. Click Save, and I am going to make this where anybody can edit this with me, just for fun. Click Done. Oops, I did what I always forget to do. I did not grab the link. There we go. Click Done. I'm going to come back over here to Mydoma. I'm going to add the group. Click into the box. Paste in the link. And now we can collaborate on this drawing as well. All right, that is just about any sort of file I can think of in Google that you would be able to share. So if you have any questions or any great ideas about other documents to try, pop them into the comments, or you can head into your studio and pop them in the happy little chat bubble. That's this guy way down here in the corner. I'll be happy to hear them. If you don't have a studio of your very own, you can head over to mydomastudio.com today to sign up for a free trial. Thanks so much and see you next week.